this. Hi, Gene Screen. How's it going? It smells like fun in here. It should, because that's what I'm cooking. Okay, great.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
And a lot of terror.
Perfect. Also, that's it. No, I'm done. I'm going to take a sip of water.
Yeah, water, sure.
It's been a long week. All right, here we go, guys. So, hi, everyone. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Steven.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Kayla.
And I'm Justin.
And we are the Faint Divinities. And this is our channel that you are watching right now, either on YouTube in the future or on Twitch at current, where we focus on talking about Daggerheart, the new tabletop RPG from Darrington Press and Critical Role that is currently in the final stages of development and set to release in spring of 2025. So we are coming back to you from it wasn't really a hiatus. I guess it was. We did a lot of stuff on the channel, but none of it was this main campaign since Gen Con. We did meet 2 weeks ago for our session 0, internet debacles last week, but now we are back in it, baby, and we're ready to get going. So I don't really want to do a ton of announcements or anything. I just want to dive right in with stuff. So I think first things first, let's just briefly go around and super succinctly introduce our characters. You know, we're talking ancestry, we're talking class. Just get that out of the way so everybody has a picture in their head as we dive in. Steven, do you want to start us off?
I'm always ready to start us off. I'm Tedios. I am the Beastbound Ranger. I have a mixed ancestry, primarily Simian, but just a splash of dwarf. And I have my lovely companion, Willlbyrd, or Bill, and we make up Bill and Ted.
You sure do. Fantastic. And then Chris?
I'm playing Tank Mullerson, an aspiring Tooth Fairy warrior, who's Call of the Brave subclass.
Amazing. And then Kayla, we have you.
I'm playing Anura Fiddleleaf. She is a highborn ribbit bard. She's also a princess, but she's ignoring her responsibilities and adventuring right now.
Oh, so good. I love that part of the introduction specifically. And then last but not least, the newest addition to the party, Justin.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I'm playing Delver. I'm playing, or he's a Orderborn. I have Mushman written on my my character sheet. Fungal Wizard, because we did the mixed ancestry. So Fungal and then whatever I'm borrowing at the time, which currently is human. So yeah, Fungal human mixed ancestry.
Fantastic.
But yeah, School of Knowledge on the Wizard.
Yeah, and taken over the body of a captain or a commander that you had recently killed as a party, which you've all made your peace with very quickly because we're all trying to have a good time and play a fun game. Yeah. All right, so that should be everything. That's our group. And to dive into where we are as we're getting started in today's game. So, last where we left off, we were flying aboard the Crimson Cloud, which was a nimble schooner, I don't know, that is soaring above the skies currently of the Kinekozan Jags, a mountain range that is core to the Daggerheart manuscript right now, everybody. This is a mountain range that by night is still and quiet, but as the day breaks, comes to life, okay? So, your party is sailing to Kymerghen. Kymerghen is a city that you would have heard that is effectively one of the larger cities here in the Kinekozan Jags. And though some of you might have a little bit of it in your history in terms of understanding about it, none of you would have seen this city before. You are on the trail coming from our good friend Marlowe Fairwind for a very special arcane artifact that is going to give you all the ability to re-enchant, or at least to let the Whitefire Arcanist re-enchant one of the wards of the city of Cerulea. That item, we talked about it a little bit last time, but I'm ready to give it to you now. We kind of did some collaborative world building to talk about what that would look like, but I have the answer for you now so that you would know. You're going, remember, below the surface into the depths, which for our campaign I am making as effectively the Underdark. In the depths, a dangerous area. You're first going to a small town called the Fingers Reach. Fingers Reach is a small village that effectively, I keep saying that word, gonna have to trim that out of my vocab, is the last bastion before you dive into the depths proper. And for our Delver friend, Fingers Reach would be where you are from, okay? Or at least some of your ancestral people. This is where you know how to get to.
Family reunions happen here and stuff, yeah.
Exactly. This is where the picnics go, you know, the potato salad, the glowing potato salad. Outside of that, though, you have very little information. You've been told to get to Fingers Reach and seek out the Enigma. The Enigma should help you to reach your final destination. Hopefully not the final destination. Hi, Lysandra! And thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. All right. So, guys, you're going to Fingers Reach. You're trying to make your way to the Enigma, and then mysteriously have been given the information that should set you on your journey's path. The arcane piece, the component that you're needing to deliver back to Cerulea, is going to be a scale from... Oh, give me just a moment. I have it. I just have to actually find it. Where did I put it? Aha, the depths right here. It's going to be a scale from a fish that is underground in a lake called the Kojiki Koi. It is, you've been told, effectively a goldfish, though it is long, kind of almost lizard-like, serpentine to a certain extent, and its scales are actually made of gold. But each one of these fish, these Kojiki Koi, they have a single pearlescent scale on them. You need to catch enough of these koi to fill a small pouch, okay? They've told you that this might take a little while for you to get, but you're going to need to figure out a way to catch enough of those. Added bonus, though, the gold that you get from the scales of these fish, you're welcome to keep. It is a dangerous area, but as you're entering the cooler months, a lot of the beasts from the Kinekozan Jags are said to calm down and quiet. Plus, you've shown that you're able to handle yourselves. So, that is what you've been entrusted to. You're heading down into the depths, seeking out the village of Fingers Reach, heading further into an enigma, and then getting to an underground lake where you'll be able to catch Kojiki Koi. Lots of information there that you didn't necessarily have before. Any questions that you would have asked your friend Marlo Fairwind?
When you say search for the Enigma, is that a person? Is that a statue?
It's a location. It's a location and a feature of the village. Okay. And I think that Marlo would have been a little bit coy when she was talking to you about that. Not like the fish, but like the...
We love that.
Darling, I don't want to spoil anything. I think that you're going to really like it. So I'm just going to be mysterious. Do you remember? No. I'm just going to let you figure it out.
Was it one of those things that we'll know it when we see it?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it's seeking you out. Anyway. That's it. That's all I'll say.
Mysterious woman. I love that.
Yeah. She knows you need to get your mind off of things back home. She's being a fun gal. Right. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So that is your quest, guys. Any questions?
You said we need a small pouch of fish or a small pouch of those specific scales?
Those specific scales, yeah.
That's a lot of fish.
Mm-hmm. About half a pound worth is what you were told. Half a pound of these scales, which should feel like the size of pouch that you would classify a handful of gold as. Okay. All right. Perfect. So the other piece, guys, as you are this last day, remember, this is a quick journey. This is only 2 days with the help of Dell, who is a sorceress that powers the winds to actually push the Crimson Cloud further and faster towards the Kinekozan Jags. You had spent 1 evening aboard the Crimson Cloud already, and the next day had found your friend Delver close to the dawn. So you are now soaring among the peaks. You have 1 day. The next morning they anticipate getting there. So are there any things that you each would have liked to have done for yourselves with long rest, short rest actions that day?
Yeah, I would have wanted to find a way to mail a letter.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay.
So the thing she's working on.
I would say that you probably would have seen a batch of sailors at one point kind of in the common room, all going up to that giantess. Do you remember that you had seen the last time that that we played together?
She was the one that was nice to me, right?
She was the one that was always around you. Yeah. And this giantess is kind of going around that underdeck portion at parts of the day and approaching different people, and you can see her talking with them, and they each kind of, oh yeah, and then run off and bring letters to her, and she's collecting them all in a pouch. You get the idea that since you're soon to make port of call, she might be taking all of these to be mailed.
I gotcha. Okay.
But I've been working on a project.
100%.
So I can try that part of the game out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thinking about crafting a relic, however long you say that takes is okay with me.
What is the relic?
I just opened up the equipment thing. There's a thing called a bolster relic that adds 1 to strength. You cannot hold any other relics, so I guess there's like a multitude of relics in the game.
Okay. There are lots of relics,
and I'm thinking
yeah.
Tank's making stuff with his teeth. And just kind of like little like tooth fairy relics that might help him on his journey.
This is a great point. All right, now remember, anytime that I'm giving characters their own trackers, it is their responsibility to keep up with those. I keep up with a lot of stuff. It is yours for that, okay? Mm-hmm. So we will talk. So perfect. We're going to talk about that in a second. Let me think about that just briefly. Kayla, to return to yours, just to move us along and everything. She certainly would have seen you at some point, maybe. Would you have just boldly approached her, or?
No, she would have been like, like, hey, so I see you've got all these letters.
Oh yeah, when we
could you send one for me if I gave it to you? Please?
Yeah, I can send one for you, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it stamped and everything?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
I got a stamp.
Yeah, sure, I can do that for you. I drop off everybody's when we get to Kymerghen. I promise I'll be real careful with it.
Okay. And really quickly, she is gonna like kind of turn away for a second, and she's gonna put some lipstick on, and she's gonna kiss the back of it, and then she's gonna.
You see, like, that her middle eye goes really wide, and she blushes a little bit and says, I'll be really, really careful with it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to... I know I already said it, but I'm sorry to hear about your friend.
Nora starts tearing up again, but she's being very brave. She's like, thank you so much. You've got a kind heart.
She gets really flustered, and y'all both part immediately. Like break. Go. Perfect. All right, so coming over to Tank, your thing, I think, given that you're trying to craft a magical artifact, that's a pretty big one. So I'm going to use the biggest die for this, and I'm going to add +5 to whatever rolls, okay? So, now. Ooh, now that is
one.
That was a 13. So +5. Pretty, it's not bad. So,
my lucky number.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's good. So that's an 18, okay? You'll need to use 18 long rest actions to do that, okay?
Okay.
All right, so make a mark on your side, okay? You're going to use these 2 nights to work on that, right? So go ahead and drop that down to 16.
16.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, sorry about that, guys. The internet here is not treating me super well, but it will all be fine. We're going to get right back into it. Kayla, you were saying, did we roll for yours? What do you mean? Your item?
How long it would take, how many letters I would have to write for my project.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because I figure she's just going to write letters for every long rest, and then however many letters you say I need.
I don't actually think that you're going to need to roll for success.
Okay.
But I do think we might check to see how long it will take for that person to find it. This is one where I'm going to keep this a secret, okay? I'm going to mark it on my side.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm not even going to tell you which one I'm going to roll.
Oh my God.
D100.
But remember, you have to use, this is you're working on a project. You will tell me, D100 is wild, Justin. You're going to have to tell me when you're taking that action, okay?
Yes. Every time. Every long rest.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, so cute. Okay, great. All right.
Very
perfect.
excited. Very, very happy about it.
Fantastic. All right. Justin, Steven, anything that you guys wanted to do? I love these kinds of like weird ones where you don't have any healing and you get to just like do some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At some point when I can sneak over there, I still want to go try to touch the dead dwarf.
Oh, all right.
Dead dwarf.
So you're trying to sneak over. All right. Okay.
Our friend?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna like listen.
The dead dwarf?
You haven't seen it yet. Save the bitch.
I thought we were gonna be chill for the sake of the game.
I know.
touched him again.
He is making wild choices as a newcomer to the game, and I'm not paying for another character's art, Justin. All right.
Keep Delver alive.
So if they throw you overboard, that one's on you.
That's fine.
All right.
I'll just look a little different next week.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's okay. All right. So go ahead and you can roll this. What is this going to be? I think this is going to be a finesse, probably. Unless you have a different way that you're trying to hide. Kayla is not having it. She's going to kick your ass.
I'm not trying to swing. I mean, just kind of keep an eye on like what the patterns are, what their patterns are, where they're going. When they're coming back down to this lower level.
Okay.
They might go kind of hang out for dinner. So I got one night to just basically spy on them. Next day I'll go do it.
This is true. This is true. Yeah. All right. So are we making a knowledge then?
Yeah, if I can swing it.
You can. I will take that. Are you adding anything to the roll?
I am curious. I was should have probably stated it for like my beginning of the day. But for my beginning of the day, Orderborn dedication was kind of leaning towards death. And it's feeling a little related because I'm wanting to go just touch him to get a little memory. Okay. It's a little dead guy. So if I could use a D20 instead of
my forehead vein cannot handle this amount of stress.
You're Orderborn. That will be fine. Yep. So you can use a D20. Are you adding any hope? Any experiences?
No, just that for now.
Okay. They will probably kill you if they catch you.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Okay. All right. That's fine. All right. Now you guys, I'm going to set the difficulty here. Given that I need to, before we do this, Justin, I have to know what each one of these people are doing so that I can judge what this difficulty is. So Tedios and Bill, what are both of you doing throughout this day?
So Bill's probably with Nora.
Yeah.
Tedios would be writing a letter at some point to put onto Bill's body to send back when the body returns.
Okay.
So at some point, Ted would be distracted writing a letter, and it'd probably be like a few hours that he was writing.
Okay.
He'd be writing like some things.
Okay. All right. Great. So writing letters. I know that Anora, you are writing letters for a specific reason that you probably wouldn't want anyone to oversee. You probably go to a quieter location at some point.
Probably my hammock, maybe.
Maybe your hammock. Yeah, down near the stuff, down near.
Oh, well. Listen, I don't want to kill Delver. Let's say she needed fresh air because she's getting flustered writing the letter. So she's up.
Okay.
She's up. She's
All
not
right.
near any corpses.
Fantastic. Yeah, incredible. Tedios, you were doing.
I gave you that one, Justin.
Tedios, you do not need. Yeah, you don't need to make any kinds of checks for this because all you're doing is writing a specific letter and leaving it with Bill. So that's, or sorry, with Gimbo.
Jim.
So that's okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so that's plenty of people being taken away for stuff. I'm gonna set your difficulty to 12. All right. So go ahead and make your check.
I rolled. I got a 20 with fear.
Fantastic. With fear. Okay, great. So I'm going to take a fear for Delver.
Some random person on the boat sees
Which
him
I do
fucking
get
with
to introduce your fear.
Oh boy.
I do get to introduce your fear at this point, which are little tiny books.
Oh, nice. Cute.
it. Nice.
I like
Little tiny
those.
spell books because you're a wizard. And I have a new shot glass for them because now they stack up
Nice.
higher. Okay, great.
It
All right.
is.
So that is going to succeed. What are you doing?
I wanted to go over there and just like check out, see who he is. Tap him on the forehead and maybe pluck one of his memories and see like who he was as a person. Using my my fungal death connection ability.
Okay.
Gonna mark a stress for that, but we'll have a long
Really
rest.
doing that? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, so I'm just wanting to maybe pull one memory related to an emotion or sensation I'm going with. Just I'd asked y'all this before, but I was initially gonna go with the word just friendship, but y'all didn't feel like those were an emotion or a sense. So I'm just gonna go with joy, love.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you going to tell us what you see here? Because you are Gimbo.
And yeah, I'm thinking that he's more than likely going to pull from a fairly recent one. And he's probably pulling from whenever y'all are honestly just traveling to y'all's last location, and just y'all hanging out as friends on a little walking barge across the place, hanging out in the little private room with the peasants outside. But yeah, he enjoyed hanging out with his friends, getting to know him a little better. Yeah, and it's, gets Delver some more info about who he might be traveling with. Yeah, so they seem chill.
Kayla hates this.
I really do, Delver. I do. You gotta but I'm losing my shit. Leave that dead man alone. Leave his memories alone.
Gene Screen saying Delver some kind of psychologist. He is not. No.
He is not.
Is he licensed to be? Gene Screen again. Is he licensed to be talking to the dead about their emotions? Again, he is not.
Somebody stop him.
But in fairness, it is his old character. I'm gonna let him talk. I'm gonna give him a pass. So.
That's his business. It's
All right.
wild business,
Incredible.
but that's his business.
We have Delver has taken moments to do some stuff creepy with dead people. Anora, you have written letters. We're great. Is there anything else that people want before we dive into scene setting? Okay.
No, Tank's just been
I'll
chilling.
send
He's
you,
in a underground.
Some stuff that I send back home in my letters. I'll type it up and send it to you.
Okay, great. And Chris, you were saying what about Tank?
He's in an underground poetry club, hanging out with some of the burly pirates down there.
That's fantastic. I love that. Just some of them crying.
Yep.
The psychedelicologist is great. All right. At some point, the day's festivities would end. Kayla, I'm going to ask you for one last piece because the only thing that I find to be a little bit weird about this adventure is that we haven't really formed any kind of alliance with Calliope Crimson. So I'm going to ask you to make one check for me. So this is going to be presence check specifically. Yep, absolutely. And you are going to, one of your friends can help you, but I want you to describe, who wants to jump in? Who wants to jump in to help?
I'll do it.
Okay.
You gonna help me? Make a good impression.
All right.
Make sure you're flexed.
You roll the d6. You don't have to expend a hope for this, okay? So, Chris, you roll a d6. That's your help.
46.
Uh-huh. All right.
May I use a hope and do Swamp Princess and use my princessly charms on Calliope?
Absolutely you can, because this is going to determine by the end of these 2 days what your relationship is like with Calliope. It will not be awful. You have saved her friend, but it will be how much she likes you. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
It is an 11 on the fear, a 5 on the hope, so that's 16, and then you add 3, 17, 18, 19, that was Swamp Princess, and another 3 for presence, 19, 20, 21, 22, but it was with fear.
Okay. And then, Chris, what did you roll as the help action?
Hank rolled a 2. His poetry hasn't been going very well.
Okay, so a 24 total with fear. Okay, perfect. Well, first to start, I am, of course, as always, taking one of your tiny fear token crowns. But a 22 is incredibly high. I'm not going to use that immediately. I'm just going to reserve that for later. And remember, guys, I, as the GM, gain 2 fear per long rest, which I have also added to my queue. So, I will say that with a 24 total skill check, Calliope really likes your crew, okay? She really enjoys you. And Nora, where have you seen this come through?
She has been, so we have provisions on the ship and they're limited, right? She's been giving us, or she's having the chefs give us like extra helpings, right?
Yeah.
And then like we're getting extra pillows for our bunks and stuff like that, and extra blankets. So just comfort things.
Incredible. On that last night, like Barnacle, extra beer, fantastic. Barnacle kind of walks past that, and last night he's like, what you gotta do to get extra pillows around here? Oh my god, it's the gall of some people. He just like keeps walking up.
As he says that, I'm like, your friend has to die.
Oh, too dark. All right, I got you, man. That's wild. Okay, listen. And he just keeps going. Kari kind of like comes up and is like, she makes like a sad face when you said that, and then pats Barnacle on the back as they're walking off together. All right, fantastic. So eventually, though, you do all go to sleep surrounded by plush pillows, guys. She really cares for you and everything. However, the next day, you all wake to the clanging of ship bells, rousing the crew to attention from above deck. And as you jolt upright, you jump again as the voice of Calliope Crimson bellows from the steps leading down into the crew's quarters. Which really is, remember, just the cargo deck itself. Even to your bleary eyes, she cuts an intimidating figure, standing with a lit lantern casting shadows across the floor, as the crew all, remember, with these banging bells, these clanging bells in the background, begin to leap out of hammocks up, busying themselves, leaping into action, climbing down from hammocks, rolling bedrolls and stacking them, a well-oiled, if quite hungover machine. All right, you glorious bastards. It's time to rise and meet the dawn. Kymerghen's dead ahead. Make sure her course into the Lithic is smooth. She catches your group's eyes here, looking to you three. Delver, I don't know that you are sleeping with them as a group just yet. But looking to you three, she catches your group's eyes and she smiles at you. This is one of those things because she likes you more. And she winks a bit before sharpening her tone to the crew who are scrambling to their duties. I'll not have another morning like last time. If I so much as see a single scratch on my beauty, you'll all be begging for jobs in Shade's cradle by dusk. Have I made myself clear? And the entire deck erupts in, yes, Captain! And they're just rushing past her into the stairwell up above deck. Again, she kind of like lowers her eye line to all of you and smiles. You all have come to know Calliope Crimson because of your nature and your presence checks to be a kindly, good-hearted person, though she does run, again, a tight ship around here. You lot, I'll need a word with you. As soon as you've scratched the dreams out of your eyes, meet me upstairs. and she's going to turn on her heel and swiftly go upstairs. What are you guys doing?
Getting the dreams out of my eyes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Not going up for thy buggers.
Yep. Okay. Great. All right. Now, remember, Jim is still here. He has been. What have you done? Have you covered him at all with like a sheet or anything? How are you leaving?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
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 Yeah, I mean, at this point, I would have last night before I got into bed, I'd have probably prepped his body, like covered him with a sheet and like kind of bound him a little bit for like travel.
Okay. All right.
Is his
so-
body with us, like right here?
Yeah. It's like.
Do we notice any tampering with it?
I would not say so, given the thing that I know Delvers to have been. Unless Delver, you say that I wouldn't even have a check if it was just
Visually, it
attached.
just would have been like, I got a little mushroom, put it by his ear, and, did a little thing. I got the info. I'm out.
Yeah, it was,
Is the mushroom still there? Or is the mushroom out too?
I take that.
Okay.
Just checking. Just checking.
Yeah. Watch yourself, Justin. Like,
We're looking for your little shrooms, bud.
all right,
We're gonna find you.
we go
all
back.
everywhere.
And Delver, where are you in this moment?
I probably, like, as the captain, went back upstairs, I probably just, strolled in from just the side and just kind of like leaned up against the stairs, just kind of waiting and looking at him.
Okay, looking at the group. Okay, great. Barnacle, you see, is kind of one of the last people waking up. He kind of like sticks out. Where are we? Oh, God, okay. And he like falls out of the hammock. You have seen Barnacle being incredibly athletic and gymnastic. He is not a morning frog, okay? He falls straight on his face and is like, oh my God, I fucking, ugh. All right, but he is eventually, though, beginning to go upstairs. As he's like passing you, he's like, oh, good morning, hi, everybody. And he's just going straight up the stairs. Eventually, as the crew is coming to life around you, you all, are there any last minute things y'all are doing before you head up?
Is Delver like with us, or is he like in the periphery,
I
or?
think he's leaning
Play over by
right
the
on a wall
staircase.
next to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nora is just gonna look at him because he's like our guide, and she's just gonna make a decision. She's gonna be like, "Come on, get over here,
Feeding a little piece of bread to my bird, and he's like, all right, let's go.
Fantastic.
let's go."
All right. So as you all climb onto deck and look around, the cool morning air bracing you as you huddle into your gear, okay? We're in a cooler area at this point, having traveled so far to the east. The world is still painted in deep blues of early morning around you, just before the sun breaks, that moment just before dawn comes up over the horizon. And you are now soaring over mountaintops, still in shadows, that you can only really distinguish because of the deeper hue of blue that is painting them. The ship, however, is headed currently directly towards one of the largest peaks, as the lands around you are peaceful and still. You do, Honora, with you, I believe, have the highest the highest, let's see, instinct. Is yours a +2? Am I right on that?
Mine is a 0.
Who
I
has
think
the
you're-
highest instinct? Oh, Delver has a +2 now. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
I'm
glad I-
+2.
I'm gonna give this to both of you then, okay? Because this isn't something that needs to be like hidden or anything. As you are watching the world come to life around you, you head over to the side of the ship, the railings, and you looked down and you are passing another one of those small floating islands. But because it is the night, it is not moving. It is just hanging there in place, the sun's rays having not activated it yet. While you look down there, there's a group of travelers that are currently taking down their tent and dousing a campfire, preparing for their day's travel, because they know that soon this is going to begin moving again. And at the edge of their campsite, you actually see a bridge that ends in nothing, and a mule standing there waiting for this island to reconnect with other areas so that they can continue on their place. A small Inferis girl actually looks up, and you can see her the best because her face is lit by the two irises, the pupils of her eyes that are lit with a flickering candle shape. And she looks up as you're passing and kind of waves to you all as you're going. She runs over to a woman near her and she kind of tugs at her sleeve. She's like, look, the red sails. And you all turn to look at your red sails just as you see Tegan, that bard, has just placed a palm onto the sails. And they, from where their palm starts, they all go white across the entire thing in a flicker of a moment. As that Inferis woman looks up to see just white sails, she looks back down, and you can hear protests as the ship is sailing out of sight. All right, take down the sails. Good job, Tegan there. Thank you. And they're then going to begin bringing down the sails. Just as you see Calliope Crimson begins coming over. Oh, there you are. Oh, Delver, I heard from Barnacle that you'd be taking off with her new friends, huh?
Yeah, they seem like a nice set of folks.
Okay.
Seem friendly.
I'm going to roll real quick to see what... Oh.
No one tried to rough me up once.
Well,
You were trying to touch her dead friend.
Sorry.
Stop touching dead people.
Stop touching dead people.
This is a dead person.
Listen. You know, I can't say I'll miss you, but you were good to have around for the crew. So, you know, you're welcome aboard again. All right, fantastic. Now, when we get down there, though, remember, none of you mention your time aboard the ship. Now, I've got some connections, so they'll be letting me into the city without problems, but I don't want anything to cause a problem of things, all right?
Fair.
And what's the plan? Now, you're each one of us, and we take care of our own. We'll be moored off for 3 days. And that should be enough time for us to get restocked and settled. A word of caution, though. The Windfall's crew will have figured everything out by now. Recall, everyone, that when you left the ship, nobody yet knew that Commander Augustus Kane was dead, because that had all happened below deck. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's alive with us. That's our friend now.
Now, they won't come immediately, but certainly they'll be here at some point. Maybe a couple of weeks. Now, Cerulea's got no jurisdiction over the Jags. This side of the Shatterwood, it's a lawless land, but I'd clear out before they send folks to chase you down anyway. If you need to find your bearing first when we get to Kymerghen, we can keep watch over your friend till then. Oh, and here, a bit of gratitude for all you've done. And she's going to then, I've already given you the gold that she had given you, but this is where she gives you the gold, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your little ribbit friend mentioned that they'd be able to help transport the body back.
Barnacle? I'm sure if he said that he could do something that he could help, though I don't know all of Barnacle's tricks. Where is that little... I mean, she begins, like, looking around the deck. Oh, I love him. He's sneaky.
Sneaky little fella.
Yeah. Well...
He's just a little guy.
I'd check in with Barnacle on that. But one other thing, before, you know... I won't ask you for it. You risked life and limb to get it, and I live by a finder's keeper's code, as it were. But, that map, though. Captain Key's treasure is well worth the risk of the trip. All I ask is that you don't lose it. And if you need a lift or a little bit of muscle, and you don't disagree with sharing some of the cut, well, just give us a whistle. And she's going to pull out of her coat a whistle, a brass whistle, and she's going to toss it to, in this case, Honora, because you did the check and it was
putting it in my inventory right now. I cannot wait.
Just give it a blow.
Whistle.
Yeah. You blow that any time of day or night and I'll hear it. I'll know where it's coming from, too. Now, I can't promise I'll get there immediately, but, well... And she kind of looks back as Dell is standing there in the center of the ship, their arms spread wide, causing the ship to move more quickly. Well, you've seen what Dell can do.
Yeah. Thank you, Captain Crimson.
Bring her in. And she's gonna like kind of wave her arms out, and like a very large creature, and she begins to give all of you hugs, Delver included, if Delver wants a hug.
Oh yeah, I'll give you a hug, and I'll give you one of these two. Just keep it just in case. Ham one mushroom.
All right. You can all tell, maybe not Delver. I don't know how perceptive Delver is. You can all tell that Calliope, I rolled a natural 1 over here a second ago, did not have the same relationship with Delver that she has had with you three.
Poor Delver.
Yeah.
Don't make many friends.
Oh, so sad. It's the touching of dead people.
It's hard for a corpse to make friends out here.
Touching of dead people is a tough one.
Yeah. All right.
It was.
So, as you turn to the mountains, the sails now have been tied up. The crew is still tying things down, though they're slowing their pace. Seemingly, they've gotten things in order. As Calliope walks up and takes her place behind the helm itself. As you turn to the mountain, the first rays of dawn begin to spill over the horizon, turning the sky golden. And you watch as the sun glints off the highest point, the peaks. While the rest of the mountain is still bathed in shadow, you all watch in wonder, some of the pirates themselves taking off hats at the wonder and majesty of this moment, as the crown of the Kinekozan Jags, that peak, begins to unfold. The peak begins to shift and separate into 3 distinct plates that lift into the sky above, and they begin to slowly dance with and around each other. You notice that they remain tethered to the rest of the mountain by blue, glinting ley lines of arcane energy. But this dance unfurls into a shining golden city of opulence that you can see there in those 3 points of light. This is a capital city that beckons to you as you watch a smaller skyship with pristine white sails that is gliding in to meet it. You look at the pride of the Jags, the peak of Kymerghen. And as you're all looking up, you suddenly feel the ship lurch down instead. And your eyes are now looking down at the mountain, which, remember, that dawn is still slowly climbing down. You are currently moving full speed at what is still a stark sheet of mountainside. The crimson cloud begins making its way down as Calliope warns, "Steady, keep her steady, guide her true." And the ship begins to dive toward the mountainside, still a sheer sheet of rock before you. You all feel the tensions rising in your chests as the skyship barrels closer and closer to that ridgeline before the line of dawn descends to cover the ship that you are on and the mountain before you. As the sun warms that stone, you watch as a crack begins to shift open. Small at first, and then wider and wider as you are throttling towards that sheer cliffside. Each moment is a heart-wrenching jolt until the prow is inches away from what is now a canal, an air canal in the mountainside itself that is opened, and then the cloud levels off as it enters into a dimly lit area of blue arcane energy that bathes you. The rock around you is silent. You can hear dripping as the entire crew begins to and you hear Calliope says, now, settle down. Nothing I haven't done before, but she is grinning widely to herself as she looks down at your crew. You are now in the Lithic Canal, and you can actually see some of the crew as you're looking forward. There is another ship that is passing underneath you, and some of the crew kind of lean over and are waving down to another ship passing underneath you. Well, what do you think?
It's pretty cool. That was kind of scary there for a minute, but it's pretty rad.
Barnacle is now like standing right there with you, and he's kind of grinning smugly, all awake. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We do this all the time. Nothing new to us. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Look at those guys.
It's amazing.
You want to see something crazy? And he leans over and spits.
Did he spit while there was someone under us?
Yeah.
I'll go.
You hear like
swat him, like, don't do that. You're gonna spit on someone. That's how you start a coup.
The rest of the kill. That's how you start a coup. Yeah.
So, honestly, the kids learn, like, they initially think it's water dripping. They're like, oh, cool, catch it. And then they learn after kids play pranks on them.
Well, the crust here is thickest, That's why they allow the opening to be here. You see those? And he's going to point over, and you see these glowing orbs of light that are kind of dotting the sides of either of this canal. And you can see these ley lines of energy connecting them. Yeah, those, they're buoys. They're arcane buoys. They keep the plates tethered to one another just enough for us to get through. That's why this is the only mountain, the whole side of the Jags, that doesn't float up into the sky. What's happening? Oh, it was a yawn. No. Yeah, this is the only mountain in the whole of the Jags that stays, I don't know, more or less like a stable mountain, thanks to its really old goblin tech the city's founders discovered. Yeah. Oh, look up ahead. We're getting close. And you can all see you've been traveling for just about a kilometer. It's pretty quick, though you can feel that you are slowing down. And you begin to see a pale opening in the crack that is cold light. And as the cloud drifts slowly through the opening, you all of a sudden are in kind of a letdown, I'll be honest. It's a coldly lit cavern, which is a sky harbor, effectively. There are 40 or more ships that are here, moored to docks that are set around the edges of this cavern. You watch as Calliope's brow furrows as she guides the ship down, quietly commanding the crew to slow the descent even further. And then she turns the wheel abruptly so that it begins to drift sideways as the sail to the side buffets against the last, and it slowly, quietly off of the wooden dock. You are floating just a matter of 15-ish feet above one of these docks. And there are deckhands now that begin throwing up ropes to help the crew tether off. And now Calliope, as she begins walking down jauntily these steps and comes up to your party. There now. That wasn't so bad now, was it?
Not at all.
Perfect.
Real smooth.
What do I tell you? They don't call me Calliope Crimson for nothing, eh? You can see that she kind of like spots someone off on the decks, and that person kind of is like about a watch, an arcane wristwatch. But all right, now, as I said, we'll be here for 3 days. Is there anything that you need from me? If not, I've got to see a girl about a ring in town.
Go see a girl about a ring.
Okay.
Would she know where like fishermen are in this kind of area?
Oh, sure.
I assume that's where we're going first.
Probably go check out a local bar.
Yeah. What kind of...
A bar for... Okay, I thought you just want to get a drink. Oh, to like get information. Okay.
What kind of fish are you after? I thought the show was a matter of importance.
We're after a
Nora's gonna do her little notes like this, yeah. Koji koi. Just like that.
Oh, koi? No. Wow. You're going into the depths then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Little pearl scales.
The little the deep darks depths.
Wow. All right. Well, I guess you have a Delver here for that. That's good sense. Barnacle kind of, and me. No, Barnacle, I'm sorry. You're needed above decks soon, so you can go off for a bit, but I'll need you soon. Yeah, all right. And then so she is going to. So you're looking for fishermen. There's plenty of fishermen down in Shade's Cradle. The bottom of the actual city of Kymerghen lets into, well, a lake, more or less. You could go down there if you'd like. There's sky fishing, but that's mostly above, on the plates above.
I assume these guys are down there, right?
Sure.
Any words of advice for a
Successful fishing
party going
trip?
down there? Yeah, aspiring fishermen in this magic mountain.
Oh, I do have something. Yeah. Listen. It's the rock here. It's well, it's alive, kind of. It's weird. Don't take anything without leaving something back. An answer for every question, you know?
I'll write that down.
You want to ask me a question so you get something back?
Me? I don't have any
You may
questions.
as well start now.
Oh,
Okay.
well, let's see. Where are you from?
Isle of the Old Gods. It's an old fairy island. I don't know if you would have ever heard of it.
I thought that were a myth. No. Wow, that's incredible. Well, then an answer in return. I like seeing you get into the spirit. I was after Kane for a long time, and she looks across to Delver. Yeah. He that weren't the first bad that he's done. You know, they've got a nasty name for us up there, pirates. But I think if you do some digging, you'll find that we only ever took what was ours, or what we really, really wanted. All right, now I can't.
So cool.
She kind of like nods down. I'm coming. So anyway, if you need anything, remember you can stay here on the ship while you're here. But they'll be inspecting. It wouldn't be great. So find a place in the city if you would. Barnacle, take care of our friends. And she's gonna clap all of you on the shoulders, and she begins heading off into the distance. Okay. All right. Barnacle.
All right, guys, we got 3 days to get some scales.
So what are we doing, guys? What are we doing while we're in Kymerghen? You want a party? You want to get crazy? Oh, I'm so sorry. We got to deal with some stuff first. Okay, now listen.
Are you done, Scales?
Well, yeah, listen, we could party.
How
Well,
about town? So when you do party too hard, you at least know where you're at.
that's true. Yeah. Well, I'm not staying on the ship while we're here. It's not comfortable. There are people in and out all the time with the cargo. It's not great. I know a place, though, if y'all'd like to go.
Did you have a place that we could take Jimbo's body?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great point. Okay, so you're not really, I mean, you could carry him through the city. It's not a great way to do it,
No.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So I know a guy. He's real great. And I've already reached out to him. I have my ways. And he said that he can come over and pick him up. He'll be real good about it. I've paid him well. But he can't head over until the afternoon. So we got some time to kill. But Delver just said, if you want to, you could go get set up in like an inn first so that you have a place to hang your hat at the end of the day. And then we could go deal with that in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sounds like a plan.
What else y'all want to do? Anything else?
You said you knew a place?
I do, yeah. I got a great discount at a place.
Yeah. Is it a
Discount's
nice?
what I like
Is
to
it
hear.
a nice place for a princess rock?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty, it's pretty nice. Yeah.
Have
I'd
they
say-
washed their feet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, plenty of sheet washing. Absolutely. You're gonna love it. It's right near a great source of water. They wash them all the time.
Oh, near the water. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great. Yeah, you're gonna love it. It's kind of damp. It's real good.
I love that.
Yep. Okay.
Maybe some mildew for Delver.
Nah, they got some stuff going on. All right. Okay. Well, you guys ready?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
He's gonna like as you guys descend down onto what is now the lower area, there is an opening in the ship and a pathway has been made through some boards that have been raised. It is, again, y'all have done this before, but it is a shaky walk across down onto the decks. Or the docks, but they're lively with other crews that are vying to be the first ships into the canal. And there is a good amount of shouting and a fair few punches being thrown. Remember that we have talked about this place a little bit. While it is a beacon of technology, it is also an industrial city. So there is an energy about the place, okay? Very loud and bustling. Other sailors are making their way down from their ships where they've spent evenings back on to the docks and are beginning to push toward a grand central stair cut from the cavern itself, like the steps to a metro station leading up into Kymerghen proper. So you are now joining a throng of people that are moving in tandem towards steps. You are all being jostled and pushed, and each of you remember to secure the bags that are on you. As you are now in a crowd, and remember, some of you have probably never been in a crowd this size before. And you might find it discomforting to be surrounded by so many people. Bear that in mind as you near the top of the wide tunneled stairs. You begin to see light that is breaking through a circular expanse over the heads of the crowd, who have already crested the top of the stair and stepped into Kymerghen itself. The anticipation for what builds as you climb up and finally empty onto a grand plaza that serves as the central hub and makeshift marketplace in the bustling city. You stepping out are now inside of the mountain itself, and you see surrounding a circle on every corner from all the way down, all the way to the top, where remember, the canopy ahead has lifted up and is no longer attached, is a bustling city. This is a monumental hollowed mountain. At the eastern edge of the city expanse is where you're coming out, and clinging to every surface of the interior so that you are inside of a globe of cityscape is homes, shops, bustling streets that curve and zigzag around, surrounded on all sides by a city that topples over. Yeah, anything.
Can I keep an eye out for maybe a nicer kind of inn?
Sure.
Just because I don't know if I believe Barnacle about the quality of the inn he's taking us
You
to.
absolutely can, though I will tell you that as you come in, right now you're looking across to a huge waterfall that is tumbling down into the depths below. And Barnacle is already moving into the center where the pit is, effectively. There is a pit in the center of this enclosure, and there are these arcane cables that cross from this side of the expanse to the other where the waterfall is. And they're effectively these large gondolas that people are moving through turnstiles and boarding onto, carrying them across the city. And Barnacle is moving through this crowd. Come on, guys, this way. We gotta catch the next one. No, I know the best way to do it. Come on. Like, so he is moving that way. You could absolutely give a check, though, as we get... If you want to check around where you are, you'll have to slow progress. You don't see anything immediately.
I won't slow down if like our guide is like moving quickly.
He's moving quickly, yeah.
Yeah,
But keep going, yeah.
I'll just stay like in tandem with him, like kind of dodging in and out, because we're I'm assuming not everyone here is quite as small as us, so bouncing in and out of like legs as we're moving through the crowd.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
One thing I do want to do to myself, as you mentioned, like the like tightening up purse strings and stuff, I am gonna like adjust my appearance and just, throw some mushroom dust in the air and change my form. So I am look still at my current self, but cleaned up. But all where my bags and stuff are just aren't there. It's just nothing's there now. I just walking around no bags,
Fantastic. Yeah.
just a big staff.
Not an out of towner. Great. Love it. Great. What are you guys doing? Kayla, Chris, anything?
She's looking at him jealously after he did his little magic dust and got rid of his bags. So it looks I'm like, her face is not, she hasn't done all of her makeup yet. And she's like, I wish I had some mushroom dust. Just grumbling as she runs to keep up.
Great. Fantastic. Chris?
I'm just bumping into everybody. Oop, excuse me. Oop,
Yeah.
excuse me. Oop,
Yeah.
excuse me. It's like a Canadian out there in
Yeah.
in LA.
Incredible. Here, people are not even being rude because they just don't have time to be rude even. They are all just pushing past you. There are people that are like hawking stuff in the streets. Somebody tell me what one of these kids, these goblin child, is standing on a small wall and is selling something. What are they selling? Yeah.
Poncho. You're gonna get wet on the gondola. You're gonna get wet on the gondola. Take the poncho. Take the poncho.
Incredible. Yes. Also, looking right, so this would be the northern side of the cavern. You can see an enormous temple, okay, carved into the wall where another plaza sits. And on either side of it, there are two different large statues of the founders of the city. And underneath, holding their arms up, you can see a giant statue of a fun grill. But what are those other two founders? Someone build one of them and someone build the other for me. Tell me what ancestry and what kind of garb they're in.
Burly dwarf
Okay.
with a black whistle around his neck and a hat.
So good.
Kind of like Jimbo's, but
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
Sexy fearball lady.
Oh.
Sick.
Just in the sexiest outfit possible. All the cleavage is out. All the legs are out.
Amazing. Can she have like one of those nose rings, like
She needs to. You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great. It's like studded from here. You can even see the light coming from the top of the
Maybe
mountain.
it's got a diamond in the middle of it or something.
I was saying.
It's casting like light things on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah,
like a sun catcher.
incredible. You can like see it even on the feet on the plaza yourself. As it's beginning to become a bit sparser here, there are less people because now you have moved through the turnstile, though Barnacle jumped his. And you can see that like those lights are sparkling and coruscating. That's my favorite. Just right there on the ground as like a child is doing like hopscotch, jumping in and out of it. This is a little fawn girl. And as you all pass, she, Mom, adventures! Like, and then her mom kind of tugs her along. All right. Okay. Barnacle is standing there as, remember, this is a gondola. So one of them is coming nearer and it is the point that your group is getting close. And he's like, come on, let's go. And everybody then is going to jump onto. Now, this is a circular gondola. It might be stressful the way that an escalator is to a person who's never been on an escalator, but it is not difficult. Nobody has to make a check. We're not falling into the cavern below.
I was scared. Yeah.
Yeah. We already did that at the river, guys. Remember?
I know. I was scared you're going to make me do it again.
Yeah. So yeah.
Do you try to sit in the middle of the gondola or against like a central column kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's a central column, sure. And you can see, by the way, as you are riding this gondola across, that the center, again, of this hollow monumental mountain descends into pure darkness so far below that you could not possibly see the bottom. That enormous waterfall that you are now headed towards is going down into the depths, and likely, remember, Tinkerbell had asked where fishing would be, and they said, well, the bottom is basically a lake. That is clearly where the water is depositing to. But the rest of the city, the other piece that you can tell is that as the city climbs, it gets nicer. So at the top of the city, you can see beautiful, lush garden homes, fountains in some of the courtyards up very high. Some of them hollowed in further into the crust so that they are completely obscured from your sight. Down further, more marketplaces that surround a lot of the areas, shops, stalls, a lot more of the hustle and bustle. And then as it sinks lower and lower, further away from the sun that is allowed in through that peak and the summit, you can see more ramshackle homes that are kind of pushed closer together, some of them with like walls that have fallen down. There definitely is a hierarchy here. And the last thing that I will give you is that the entirety of the city should not be as well lit as it is. The only light coming in is from that ceiling, right? But you can see ley lines of blue energy around the circumference, weaving up and down. And wherever you're seeing connection points of those lines, large towers that are actually seemingly hubs of some kind of arcane energy. Hi, the final brain cell. We're in Kymerghen. Is there anything that you guys would really like to build into the city as we're headed up? You don't have to, but if there's something you would like, you certainly can.
Yeah, no, you did a pretty good job. That's pretty good. I would say maybe like there's vegetation, I think, because you said people had like lawns and yards and stuff. Maybe some of the trees are a little different as they go further down the hole.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little more mystical.
Absolutely.
I think there are definitely some, like, usually like some, sheep herders or something, but I definitely think like along the walls coming up from the bottom, there's definitely some spider herders, literally like carrying like, or just corralling like a large group of spiders just up the wall down toward the city. Maybe they do like tours and stuff down the side.
Yeah. Honora, as you see that, is there anything that you think of?
The spiders are delicious, and she just like that would be a great dinner.
Yeah.
Listen.
I think you also
we go get one of the lame ones later and see if they sell it to us for cheap.
Yeah, absolutely. There are people that are taking spider rides, like they're like little kids on the backs of spiders, though they are screaming because it is terrifying to be sideways on a wall. It's not the spider as much as it's sideways on a wall, but yeah, incredible. All right, so this gondola, remember, is heading closer and closer to that waterfall. And as you are nearing, it's getting incredibly loud. It's a deafening, thunderous roar. The spider riders is crazy, Final Brain Cell. I love that. So, at the top, and you can see that here it is less busy than the port entrance from the eastern side that you came in through. But here, as it lets out to the left of the waterfall, you see you are in a street that edges down into the cavern itself. And this street has areas everywhere. Stephen, if you were wanting to look, so this is like a busy, lots of shops. There are definitely some taverns that you're passing. If you wanted to, though, Barnacle is like stopped and saying,
okay, so we could go straight down. It's behind the waterfall, the place I'm going. Unless you guys want to look around here.
I mean, behind a waterfall sounds pretty cool.
Or the cool
As
stuff.
a gamer, I'm very into that.
And I would like to put down my bags personally before we.
Oh,
She's
sure.
very worried about pickpockets.
Do you need me to carry some of it for you? I can.
No, I
got this cool bag, and he like opens a bag, and he like here, let me see, and he grabs one of your bag. You okay with it?
Okay, all right.
He like stuffs that bag.
He stuffs your bag that is bigger than the bag he's holding. He pushes it into it and then stuffs it in, and it drops him. You hear like a hollow boom sound as it drops.
Okay, good.
And his voice echoes into the bag.
You want me to get the rest?
If I give you the rest of my stuff, do I get access to it later, or just do you have it?
This is my bag. You can have your stuff back when we
take
get
a
to the
ride
end.
in the bag.
What?
I pull the bag that we got.
Wait a minute. That does sound cool. Can I ride the bag?
You know nobody's getting in the bag. I don't think there's air in there. What are you talking about? No, there's not air in there. It's not even a real. He like puts his head in. It's not even a real place.
Well, but what if I kept my head out?
I hold my breath.
There's air.
I don't know. You could try it. You could try it. I've never done it before.
Fall in.
I don't think that's its intended use.
Mm.
I'm down to
I was
try
about to
it.
be like, is there some kind of animal around that I could test it on first? But I was like, animal cruelty, probably not for this. Not for this round. So she's like, all right. Well, we'll skip that one. I'm fine. I guess
He's
I'll
like,
keep walking.
Holding it open.
You want me to put the rest of your bags in there?
I like step forward. And like I mean, Honora, we got one of those from your family's vault.
Oh, we got a bag that holds bags?
You have
Yeah.
one of these? Why am I?
And he like reaches his arm in and he kind of like jumps to get down. He like the thing like comes up in the air and he kind of grabs for it and grabs.
You have one?
Oh, be careful. Be careful.
We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, remember guys, I don't like carry
Yeah.
capacity. So I give all of my players fancy bags.
I can put all your things away for you.
I would love nothing more. So she just starts passing it over, you know.
Okay, and he kind of like
You
puts
know,
his
Dylan
satchel.
had,
He's like
you know, real well. They're not gonna
straightening himself. Like, then he like
Thank you,
looks.
Barnacle.
How is your
Thank you,
bag
Barnacle.
secured to you, Tedious?
So technically my bag's secured to Willlbyrd.
Okay,
Like a saddle, like a little like saddle pouch.
Like saddlebags.
I love that.
Is Wilbur real close? Because I am concerned about someone stealing off of Wilbur.
Willlbyrd's always right next to me.
Can I
Technically,
pick up and carry Wilbur? Can I carry Wilbur for the rest of the journey? Right here.
can you? Yeah, I mean,
Can I
he
carry
can. He can.
your
He can
pet?
be. I don't know if you could carry. He's a big rooster.
Big is he?
He's like
How
as
big-
big as us.
He is?
Yeah,
Can I
he's
ride
like.
on him?
Y'all
Wait
are
a minute. My
small.
feet hurt. Can I
Yeah,
ride?
but that's the thing. We're
But he's a rooster, right? Is he like a giant?
He
I thought he
is
was a
smaller.
regular size.
Players, I love you all so much. This rooster is not as big as you are, okay? Like the rooster
I'll carry him.
big rooster.
chickens
You
are
can-
like a foot tall.
I'm
You are
Googling
like
it. Hold on.
4
I'm
feet
Googling
tall.
How heavy? What kind of rooster is he? How heavy?
Wild.
There's some pretty big ones out there.
Yeah, I was
6
about to
pounds?
say.
Some can
Mountain
as
rooster.
little as 6 or as much as 13.
Yeah.
Honora can carry 6 to 13 pounds. Okay,
Yeah,
she
then
can do
you
it.
can carry him.
Okay.
Okay.
You can carry a
Okay, we'll say
chicken.
he's a reasonable. We'll even go above and beyond. We could say he's 15 pounds, 20 pounds. I can do that. Honora can do that.
I had some
He's a heavy
14-pound
boy.
chickens when I was in 4-H. They
Swear.
were heavy ones.
The inventory management that is happening
Giant
right now
chicken.
of like bags in a bag on a chicken, me carry chicken is crazy.
It is kind of wild.
That's my emotional support chicken, and I will be carrying him with your permission, of course. He's your
That's
chicken.
fine. That's fine. You're welcome to carry him. He just has to stay next to me in combat for.
Okay, and I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna stay right next to you, and I'll be like, I'll let him go if anything bad happens. I swear. I swear.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
La Sombra with dire chicken. Clearly, that's what's
chicken.
happening here. A dire chicken. Yeah, like.
He's a giant chicken. He's a
I was
good
like,
guy.
am I
He's a good guy.
misunderstanding this? Because he was like sleeping in the hammock with me. This has been an emotional support rooster.
This is not
So
a
like,
huge
was
chicken.
he giant the
No.
whole time?
This is not a huge
Nah.
chicken. He cannot be a huge chicken by the logic of the game. It is a game. It is a fantasy imaginary game. I'll let him be
Hold
2
on.
feet tall if you want him to be.
Emotionally,
I'm sending the picture of how big he is. Hold on, I'll put it. I got it. One
You have
second.
like confirmed art of this? Wait a minute. Where am I looking for this? Is it in our chat?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna put it in there. Well, I'll put it in the. I'll
She's
put it
like,
in the
we have a
Discord.
game to
Go
play.
ahead.
What
Yeah,
the-
we can keep going. I'm not trying to stop us. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. How big is the chicken? I need to
Hold
because
on.
I also need to know because listen, he's been getting free passenger rates and stuff. If he's the size of a child, he got to buy his own ticket to ride planes. You know what I'm saying? So like,
to ride
Companion cases
planes
too,
is
so we could get the
crazy.
chicken a case.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
Just
exactly-
throwing that out there.
Okay, general chat and the Discord.
Fantastic,
Okay.
fantastic, incredible.
Oh, there, myself uploaded. Okay,
Barnacle, as I'm looking this up, Barnacle is. Wait, I have to see. Hold on. The
I'm
general
sorry.
chat. Why is this reaction happening?
That's
Anybody
exactly
who's.
what I was- That's
It's like a
exactly what I was
20-pound
imagining.
chicken to me. That's what that looks like to me.
That is
Chicken noodle.
crazy. Is this the size of
That's
your
like
chicken?
25.
I'm
That
so
was what I
sorry
thought.
to our audience on YouTube and Twitch for this bullshit. I will ask this one question and then we will move on. Steven, with a tone of finality in your voice, what size is this chicken?
That size. He's like a 20-pound
3
chicken. He's a
feet
big
tall.
old boy. I mean, not 3. I don't think that chicken's like stretched out 3 feet
He's
tall.
not
With a tone of finality in your voice, how tall is the chicken?
We'll say with the feathers 2 foot.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. We now
Flat-footed.
know, everyone.
20
We now
pounds.
know how tall this chicken is. That's a big chicken. All right, great.
This big chicken.
Velocidad
He
says-
helps fight things on the mountain.
Velocidad says chicken size.
Honora is blowing the feathers out of the way so she can see.
Barnacle is kind of beginning to like look around like at other stuff going on. He's like,
Okay, so listen, I get it. Like, he's a great chicken, and you found your bag. You ready to go down to the inn?
Yes, Barnacle.
Okay, come on,
Lead the
this
way.
way. This way.
fantastic. And he's going to begin leading you down. This is just one of those streets that is curving at the end of it back around because these streets zigzag up and down the city. Eventually, there is, you can see heading lower down that this street, as you're looking forward, actually will pass directly underneath the waterfall that is roaring onto the other side. Some of these buildings that you're passing now, some of them are actually, none of them are abandoned. They all seem to be in good shape, but they are shuttered or closed. They don't have people that are owning them. And likely that might have something to do with the thunderous, deafening sound that is surrounding you all. Because this waterfall is very loud. And Barnacle actually looks back every once in a while to like yell to you all. And the white mist in the air from this... Y'all are doing images and I'm done with it. Please. As the thunderous waterfall is around you and the mist is in the air, he looks back at one point to yell something to you, and all you can hear is just because you cannot actually hear what he's saying from how loud it is. Some of you begin getting second thoughts about the state of this place. But it is otherwise beautiful. It looks like a foggy street because of the mist, and it's dimly lit. The kind of lanterns down here are glowing just a pale orange that is on the street as you reach the outer edge of the waterfall. Now you can see ahead, you see a building set into the right side of the street, opposite the waterfall, and in front of it there are a couple of stragglers that are posted outside chatting amicably. You watch as a tram whose line is built into the side of the cavern above you, also coming underneath the waterfall, rumbles into view, shaking the side of cavern that you're following right over this place of business. The shaking causes one of those patrons to drop his pint of beer, and it spills across his front and clatters into the street as the other laughs, following to talk with him.
Opa.
Yeah, opa! You say, but again, the...
Lost.
And you're all now standing in front of what is a lovely tavern. The sign is beautifully made, well oiled, and it pronounces the tavern to be the Whetstone's Whistle Tavern. Though Barnacle yells back to you, tugging at Tank's sleeve,
Nobody calls it that. We all call it Behind the Waterfall Bar.
and as you all watch...
As you should.
You are all right now dripping wet because of this mist that is in the air. The hawker child that was saying to get the ponchos told no lies this day. And at this point, Barnacle begins moving into the tavern. What are you guys doing?
I do not look wet, but I feel wet.
I will say that Honora, like, she is wet, but she did take her cloak and kind of cover most of Bill. And so just his little head is out, and it got wet, but the rest of him's fine.
So cute.
Just wet monkey. Like once he gets to the bar, he kind of.
No, incredible.
Could, DM help me out here on
Sure.
prestidigitation?
Sure.
Could I help the princess dry off?
Yes, absolutely you could.
You wanted some mushroom dust earlier. Here you go.
So
flick it over.
good.
My God, and she's like, touch. She's like, well, thank you, Delver.
Y'all good?
That's all she says. She's just like, she can't believe it.
I think that Delver offered to prestidigitation others too, but Tank has taken off of his headset. He'll never know.
Hank said no. Hank said
He's
leave him wet
refusing.
specifically.
Yeah, no, I'll be fine. I like being wet.
That's right.
And I haven't gotten to
Okay.
soak in a while.
How about your rooster?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
I
you
opened
can,
the cloak.
you can dry him.
Oh my God, so good. Tank, did you want to be dried by the prestidigitation that Delver is offering in his
Metaphor?
reaching out a hand of
My
friendship?
headset died. No, I'm going in full glistening with my
You
leotard.
gotta shine them up.
I
Muscles
love
showing, yeah.
it.
The bulge, like with the leotard.
The bulge.
Always be yourself, you know?
Always
Just-
be yourself. Fantastic. Incredible. So, as you guys watch, Barnacle enters in and the door kind of slams behind him. No.
Just like I imagine dry people walk in and then just 2 trills of water. The 2 wet people walk in.
Who's squeaking?
Yeah. So remember, guys, the deafening sound of this waterfall behind you and dripping wet, you all enter through the threshold of this tavern, the Whetstone's whistle. And as you enter in, the sound immediately is silenced, so significantly as to make you all dizzy. And an enchantment blows across all of you so that you are all immediately made dry as well.
Wow.
Darn it.
That was still nice, Delver. I still
Yeah.
appreciate
The
it.
Our monkey friend, you are now a puffball. Okay, like this
This is why
enchantment.
I
There's
don't
no
dry that
glisten on
fast.
Tank at all.
There's no glisten. No, yeah, absolutely. You can reach out and grab some. Yeah.
I mean, like when we first came in, everyone got dead silence and like turned and looked at us like classic, like walked into a. Or was it just already quiet?
No, because remember,
comes.
it's really early right now. So this is a tavern and inn. So as you guys are entering, and welcome to the Behind the Waterfall Inn and Tavern. As you're entering in, the lights are dim inside, almost mimicking like early day, like the cool lighting of day. And there are a couple of patrons, though really it's a couple of older men that are at a table to the far end. These are 2 older orc gentlemen that are sitting there kind of into their breakfast eating. They all kind of look as you walk in and kind of nod their head quietly and then go back to talking to each other in a low hushed tone. There is also inside of this tavern, which mostly, by the way, is wood, which is crazy if not for the enchantment on this area. But it is beautiful, pristine, beautifully oiled. And there is a wonderfully decadent bar that has been set in there with every kind of liquor that you could imagine. There is also a stage set to the far side, though no one currently on it. There are chairs and stools. And there is a stairwell that goes up, and you can see it reaches to a landing and off into a hallway beyond, likely where there are rooms. There is one woman who is standing off to a side wall where there is a large posting with flyers and things on it. Tank, you would probably be the most interested in this person. Looks to be a woman, but it's almost as though all of the color has been drained from her. She is a fairy, certainly, insectoid, but the insect is moth. So she is slightly woolly across all of her body, garbed in clothes that match her gray fur. And she has kind of billowing hair and moth wings that are down beside her. She kind of notices you as you walk in and then just turns back to the board and snatches a flyer down and is reading it, kind of shaking her head. And then at the bar, there is the last person that you see, a middle-aged dwarven woman. She has middle-length, graying hair and steely eyes. And as you come in, you hear her talking as she's rubbing down some of the bar and putting stools up. Sorry, folks, we're just closing up and we had a long night, so you'll have to head down to Hognito if you... Oh, Barnacle! And what are you doing in these parts? As she comes around the bar and kind of walks straight up to Barnacle and says, "Hey, I'm back. How's it going, Lee?" And Lee and her are both, or Lee and he are both going to hug each other very briefly, and they start just tittering to each other. "You gotta meet my friends. Come on, I just met them, on the ship. Hey guys, how's it going? Look, this is Liana. This is Liana Strohan. She's the owner of the Behind the Waterfall bar. The Behind the Waterfall bar. Yeah, it's me. It's a pretty good way to get people down here. That's true. So that's nice enough. Okay. But it's so lovely to meet all of you. What are you doing in town? Is this your first time in Kymerghen?
Hi, Liana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely to meet you.
Well, lovely to meet you too.
You've got a lovely establishment. So pretty.
God. Thank you so much. You would not believe how much I pay for the enchantment. It is absolutely wild. Okay, yeah.
It's working great.
Thank you so much. I really, really try to maintain. Yeah, I will be right with you, sir. Right with you. I understand. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, Barnacle, what are you in town for? Do you need a drink? It's early, but we could get you a drink.
Barnacle's, I'm here on business. I gotta stay a little bit above board just for a bit, but maybe tonight. Oh, but could we get a deal on the rooms? You know the deal.
Liana kind of blanches a little bit at that. Yeah. Barnacle, can I talk to you over here for just a second? And Barnacle kind of looks over to all of you and is like,
yeah, no problem. Sure, Lee, don't want you worry about it.
And she kind of walks over with her, and they are talking to each other. You guys hear them talking in hushed tones over to the side. And Barnacle's kind of beginning to look a little bit guilty. What are you guys doing?
We eavesdrop?
I'm curious about this billboard sign or poster board sign, just to see what's going on over there.
Yeah.
When I am honestly curious if the moth person is looking at like a wanted, like missing lamp sign, but that's just me personally. Okay. Lamp is important.
All right, fantastic. The lamp is important.
And the moth person looking for a missing lamp.
A missing lamp? I don't think she's missing. Oh, I understand. Okay, got it. I see. Okay, yeah.
Dad joke,
I got it. Moths and lamps. I understand. I'm so sorry. She's just like shaking her head about the missing lamp. She's crying into the paper.
Into the paper.
So, Kayla, I had heard that you wanted to eavesdrop, so we'll address this first. So, for an eavesdropping check, I think that has to be an instinct. A finesse? Well, how are you finessing it? That means you're more like slipping to pretend you're not
hiding,
listening.
Right? It says control, hide, tinker. So she just kind of she's gonna set her rooster like he's a bag on the bar and just kind of lean like this and just kind of like try to pretend like she's doing something else.
Yep.
She,
Okay. All right.
So
go ahead and make a check. Go ahead and make a check for me.
I'm scared. Please God. It's not going to be bad if I lose. They can't tell. I'm holding. Oh. Okay, it's an 11 on the fear and a 3 on the hope.
Okay.
So that's a 4, but it's another fear. And then plus 2 on the finesse. So that's 14, 15, 16.
All right,
Over
great.
here.
Yeah, so I set the difficulty at a 12. I am taking one of your fear, but I'm going to say that instead of taking it, I'm going to have a consequence. So I'm going to put this back. So
I've never made a bad impression.
yeah, so as that is happening, you are hearing them talking, but they're beginning to talk about, I'll give you the context first. You can hear that they are having a little tiff about pricing and stuff like that. Barnacle has gotten Lee in some kind of trouble. Okay, but have you seen Katha? Because she's been telling everyone she's gonna skin you and sell your warts to a depth hag. Okay, I'd steer clear. And she came after me for it, and I'm not ready to.
No, Lee, it's not like that. No, I paid her fair and square. No, she was clear about that. She just said it was already technically sold. I paid her. Yeah, but it was sold, Barnacle. It was sold to someone in Redanzia. So like. It was someone really important. Well, okay, yeah. I mean, sure, someone intended to buy it, but I did buy it.
Bought it from Katha in her store while she was awake and there. And she's getting a little bit louder at this point, and you can hear that Barnacle is kind of quieting down a little bit. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's not that I don't like Barnacle. I really like you. I like you too. Yeah, I really like you. I like your friends. I have to make some money here though, you know? And I don't. Can I help you?
Yes, yeah. Where's the bathroom? Where's the ladies' room? I have to powder my nose.
Yeah. So
it doesn't go over well. I can tell.
She did not. And here's the thing: you succeeded on the check. Okay. She does not know that you were listening in, okay? What she did notice, though, is that your group now is very near in this moment of kind of an upsetting thing. And she kind of notes, you see her flick her eyes up and down, not in a shitty way, but she lingers a little bit on, like, some of your fineries. And you kind of get the idea, because you as a richer girl have had this happen before. She looks back to Barnacle and is kind of getting the idea the Barnacle might be trying to make deals for someone who doesn't need it, at least in her expectation. Okay?
Okay, hold on. Wait, let me find this.
Shakedown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that am I negotiating a price? Because a highborn gets an advantage on that.
You do.
Am I helping on this?
Well, you're not negotiating a price yet, but you certainly can. We're going to tag over real quick, unless there's something immediately, because Justin had said he was going over to the board, right?
Are you about to flaunt your status over these people?
Yeah.
That's on there. Hold on. Let me go back. I mean, if I have to, what is it? Or leverage your reputation. Sure.
This is one of the highborn skills. One of the highborn skills. Yeah. Incredible.
A rich fuck? I think somebody said at one point.
So
is the board and the moth lady part of the same encounter, or is that two separate things?
Oh, encounter?
Yes.
She is. There is a wall with the board where job postings happen in a lot of taverns. Guys, remember in our session 0, we kind of talked. We wanted to do more like straight up tabletop RPG. This is a tavern with a job board. Yeah.
I am so sorry. I forgot to do it at the beginning of the session. Can I rally everybody and just be like, everybody, mind your manners in here, okay? Don't break anything. Hands to yourself. Don't set anything on fire, okay? We got it?
Was that a D6 or what?
Yeah, it's a D6. I forgot it. I'm sorry, guys. That was
Okay.
my bad.
It's fine.
No,
You're not doing a good job as a bard.
You're doing great. You're doing
We
great.
haven't played these guys in a minute.
I know.
Yep.
Okay. So there is this
Yeah.
job board. Y'all could both go over there if you want.
I'm gonna head over that area because I want to talk to the fellow
Sure.
Faerie when I get a chance, but
Yeah.
no rush.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, no rush, but I would like to go talk to the old man orcs.
Okay, great. So we'll address the Faerie situation first. So as you guys approach, The board has a lot of jobs on it, but they seem to be older job listings. And as you're scanning them briefly, and I don't know how much what y'all are doing is trying to approach her versus reading the board, but scanning them briefly, you kind of understand why these ones have been here for a while, because they are not offering nearly the amount of gold necessary for some of the jobs that are being asked to be completed.
We knock out like 8 at once.
Like do you say that out loud, like as okay, great, got it, totally fine. However, the flyer that this fairy is holding is fresh and new, and as you approach, she kind of looks over her shoulder. Hey, what are y'all doing? Oh, is that her voice? Close. I have to get it away from Barnacle. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. It's a good voice, though. It's a good voice.
Yeah.
We're looking for some fish. Do you do any fishing around these parts? Any good fishing spots?
Fishing? I don't really care too much about fishing. Why are you fishing for?
And she kind of blinks very long lashes, and you notice that like her proboscis are kind of like moving a little bit.
We're new / return to town, and getting some work done.
She kind of turns her body to both of you and is like looking you up and down.
You guys look pretty strong. Are you strong?
I haven't tested this one out yet.
She's hitting on you.
Oh, wow.
Am I strong?
Ooh, very good. That's
Nudge.
Wow.
She's gonna like reach up and grab your muscle, like, and she's gonna squeeze it. Like,
wow, you are pretty
I'll do
strong.
the 2 tickets to the gun show thing that I be doing a lot during battle.
You're just posing.
Wow.
And then Nora very quietly just watching. She's like, just like my romance novels.
It's just a fairy and a fairy.
So are you trying?
Jake's been listening to.
Are you trying out?
But what am I trying out for?
She like turns the piece of parchment around to you, and she's like,
That, the Fighters Guild. Didn't you hear?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
what?
love a good fight. I love a good guild.
Yeah. They had an accident last week down in the depths. Almost 24 of the guild bitten in a rock slide. I guess the monolith didn't like their answer, huh? Okay, so anyway, the guild's looking for new positions, but they gotta be covert about it, cause, well, the inspection's coming up soon, and they don't have the numbers yet. There's not even any jobs to do, you just gotta try out, and then they'll give you that sweet, sweet guild discount.
and you can see on the flyer as she hands it to you, it looks like a hastily made flyer that is in just print. It says Adventurers Wanted, the Fighters Guild of Kymerghen, standard discounts apply, and it goes into the details. One of those details bulleted in bold is 15% off guild affiliated stores throughout Kymerghen, and the other is unlimited free state at guild affiliated taverns until year's end.
How far into the year are we?
Do you have to put your 3 months in? Do you get it right away?
What?
What's the cost?
What's,
Just helping out?
I don't know. Listen, who knows? You want to try out?
Are you
Sure.
Are you putting up this flyer?
No, not me.
Are you also trying out?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to try out with us?
Yeah, okay.
Romance.
Come
What's
on.
going on here?
She's just gonna begin turning and walking to the back of the tavern, where you can see there is a little door and steps that lead down.
Come on, what are you doing? Let's go.
And she's just walking.
Hank, you got this on your own, or you want backup?
I'm gonna head there. I guess maybe if you want to come, you could. But if you also want to tell them that I'll be there,
Did he
Could
go
do
into
that
a
too.
secondary location?
Secondary location. I might get murdered, but we'll see.
Hey, here, just take this mushroom. I promise you, it's fine. Just take a quick, just bite it, swallow it. You'll be fine. But I'll stay up here, and then you can reach out to me.
Swallow it.
Where did you get this
Are
mushroom?
you sure?
I plucked it off, but I didn't let him see that.
You plucked it off your body?
Don't worry about
I'm
it.
sorry, I'm not privy to this conversation. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm with a rooster at the bar. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Swallow
I'm
it if
saying,
I have to.
What do you?
What's the flavor profile? Is it like a
what do you want it to
shiitake?
be? What do you want?
I like a good
A little spicy.
criminy. Can you do
Like
that?
cricket? Sure.
Little criminy mushroom.
Sure.
Okay.
You change the
Take
flavor.
it
Right?
and it's actually pretty delicious. Delver tasty.
Delver
Yeah.
And I'm
tasty.
surprised.
Delver tasty.
You hear in your head, don't get any ideas.
Oh,
Thank you, man. I'd be
Yeah.
careful. You might not want to let everybody know that you taste that good.
I normally taste bad. I have to make it taste good.
Just like my romance.
That's just for the homies.
That's just for the homies. You know, you eat enough pineapple.
So I'm using the book of.
He went full blue chicken on that one.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I need to pivot so fast. Quick.
she is heading down these steps. At this point, she is going to stare. Now she again, her clothes are very tight fitting and stuff. She's going to like look up and kind of brush some of her hair. She's gonna try to flirt with Tank. She's gonna brush some of her hair back behind her ear, and she's saying,
Are you scared? I thought you were strong.
That's so ominous sounding.
I'm never afraid. Fear not.
Lovely
Tank
maiden.
the brave. They call me some places.
Yeah, you've
And
never
I'm gonna
heard
head right to that door with her.
"Okay,
flirting before, apparently.
all right." So
die.
you are headed to that door. And this take the bait, Tank, says Gene Screen. All right. So you are headed to the door. Steven, Ted wanted to go interact with these orcs, right? Great. One of them is sitting there piling food into his mouth, and then he looks across, and the other one is like falling asleep over his plate. These are older orcs. He slides the plate and tips it onto his own and then puts it back in front of the other as you're approaching, continuing to shovel food into his mouth.
Well, hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm pretty good. What are you doing?
Well, we're seeing if anyone here may have any experience fishing.
Pissing?
Fishing.
I love to fish, yeah. Like a week ago, I was down in the depths and I caught the biggest fish I caught all year. My wife said it was the best fish that she had seen and it tasted great. I put it in a little bit of lemon and I had some garlic with it and some mushrooms on the side. It was really delicious. Where are you fishing?
So we'll see. That's the thing. We're looking for a specific kind of fish. It is a koi. Kojiki?
I believe so.
Kojiki koi?
I believe so.
Let's
That's what my notes
see
say.
if this man knows
Kojiki.
anything about a Kojiki koi.
I think get the name right.
Wow, 12.
That's
not
what I wrote
bad.
down. Kajiki koi.
Okay,
Not
thank
bad.
God.
Yeah, Kojiki koi. Yeah, absolutely. He's going
Be
to.
hilarious to give you the wrong name.
Well, they're in the depths. They're like far down below in the depths. You're not gonna find any around here. Are you from
Okay.
here?
No.
No, they're way down in the below. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not going to be easy to find these things, probably.
Sometimes they market them like at the stalls up in Rindazia. You know, you said you're new. There's got the floating islands up at the top. They got them up there. You could go up there.
I see.
Do you got a pass?
I don't know. How do you get a pass?
I don't know. They never gave me a pass.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, I appreciate the info. What's
Yeah.
your name?
My name is Merrick.
Merrick?
Yeah.
Ted, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Maybe.
What are you doing in
if-
town?
we're hunting for fish. Those fish in particular.
Why?
It's a job we got hired to do.
They got a job board over there.
Yeah, a couple of my friends are looking at it right now.
Oh, her? Oh, I don't like her. She's weird.
Oh yeah, why is she weird?
I don't know. People keep going back there. They're getting their asses kicked.
Oh, okay, all right, good deal.
Yeah.
Well, he'll be fine.
Alright.
Anywho, well, maybe we'll catch each other on the lake sometime, and we'll have a little fishing competition.
Okay, yeah. You want to go today? I don't have a lot going on.
Well, let me check in with my group first before I make plans.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe fishing.
Okay.
Maybe get some practice in before we go for the big ones.
Yeah, right. I could teach you a thing or two about fishing down in the depths. Like you gotta put.
How to fish.
Yeah.
Fish sensei.
All right, fantastic. Okay.
It was Merrick.
It's Merrick.
Merrick.
Yeah, Merrick.
Again, Ted, put it there. I'll talk to you, Merrick. I won't talk to Sleeping Jim over here.
His name's not Jim.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. It's okay though. You can call him Jim. You know he won't know any better. He's sleeping. Yeah.
He's sleeping.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
And then he's just gonna slowly sink. He nods to you and just continues eating his food.
Head back over to Nora and Bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna slide Bill closer to you on the bar, so he's in between us. Yeah.
Amazing. Incredible. All right. So now, Anora, I don't think would have noticed. No, because you have a 0, right?
On my instinct, she ain't noticing shit.
Okay, great. So the rest of you are all like, one of you, Delver, has just let this happen. He's not interested. It's okay. Ted has been talking to the orcs in the other corner. You are tied up over there in this other discussion. So Tank, I think you're alone.
Yeah, I think we're alone.
We got telepathy going if he needs anything.
He'd eat the mushroom.
You what?
He ate a mushroom.
You did
It
eat a
tasted
mushroom.
delicious.
I don't know what this mushroom did, but I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, that was the I was using where the spell's name go? The Book of Iliad's telepathy spell.
Great.
Oh, sick.
Fantastic. Okay, so Ted hears Jim's name everywhere. Yeah, it's so sad. It's so sad. Oh my god. Okay, so you are going to, as you walk down these steps, Tank, you come to a door. It's just a standard, there is nothing special about this wooden door. But you do see that your friend here opens the door and stands in front of it.
Well, you coming?
Yeah, right after you. Ladies first.
All right.
And she just begins walking in. To what you see is a storeroom. Okay? This is definitely where all of the different kegs, the provisions are kept, and it has a landing that stretches to one side. You pass by a dimly lit area that has a couple of small alcoves, and then another landing, both with railings overlooking a lower level, a dirt floor down beneath. But this entire room has a lot of people in it. There is, for example, a simia that is garbed in red robes with arrows sticking out of a notch behind her back. There's also, I'm trying to do this without showcasing anything, and I'm realizing it's just not going to work. So I'm going to be showing something that the rest is, y'all can see. It's totally fine. You pass first by a group of fairies. One a pale powder blue, the other one with kind of a fang on one side and a gash through their face, and they kind of like look and turn and smile at you. You also walk past a younger goblin male in elegant robes who's kind of like touching his chin and looking disappointed. A group full of people. There are Katarian here. There is a woman that is dark complexion fungrel. And down, leaning at one of the rails, is a fawn woman speaking in quiet tones to a green orc lady. Both of them look quite physically capable. And as you enter in, this fairy walks up quickly to them and says, "Hey guys, I got another person." And the fawn is going to turn. I'm really not in the mood for it. I don't think that we haven't had much success and it's been a long night.
No, look, he's really strong.
And she's gonna yank you in front of her and like kind of like push you in front, poking at your muscles from behind. And the fawn like looks you up and down as well. No, I just, Vi, I don't think that we could do it again. Everybody else is... Are you trying to...
Okay. He's a strong lad.
I'm very prone to flattery. It works effortlessly on take.
So he's gonna like... She's going to then kind of look back at her orc friend, and she's going to step forward and eye you. What kind of weapon's that?
All these guns?
No. No, that. And she's pointing to your blade.
Those guns.
Are you good
What
with
is my
that thing?
blade?
I don't know.
Pretty good.
Okay. All right.
Slayed a wyvern the
How
other
long
day
have you
with
been
my friends.
A wyvern?
A wyvern.
She kind of looks at...
I told ya. That's a big commission for me.
Right? Vi, hold on. So, a wyvern. Where are your friends? You've got friends?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay.
Potential friends?
Oh shit! No, I didn't want to.
So...
Oops.
All right.
I wanted to know I had backup. Too late.
Well, let's... Yeah, great. I could squeeze in one more. One more for the day. So, let's go. You ready?
Yeah. Ready for what? If you don't mind me asking.
Vi, did you explain it?
I didn't tell him anything. He's trying out.
Like, oh,
Very
God.
loose details.
So I'm sorry. I'm Megara. I represent the Fighters Guild of Kymerghen. We had an accident and we're just, all you need to know is we're up against some tight deadlines. We don't need anything from you, but we need names to fill out a roster or we'll get dinged in some inspections. But I can't just put anybody on the streets. They'll never pass. I need some people to fill some seats very quickly. If you get in, you don't need to do anything, but you'll get some good perks.
We get a discount on a room tonight?
Here,
Learn
absolutely.
a little bit about
Here.
that.
Yeah, the inn and tavern behind the waterfall, guild affiliated. So you can get free stay here through the end of the year. There are some stipulations, but free stay here at least. I can figure it out with you. We'll sponsor you. Lots of different guild
writing
stores
his
around.
name on there, signing it.
Great, fantastic. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Megara there is going to call down over to a woman with darker skin. She has kind of fungal elements growing out of her forehead and also bark wings that are happening behind her. Thank you so much, Cheat Screen. And she says to this character, Vidania, will you go into the pit? And Vidania kind of stands up from the crates and looks over and pins her hair back. She has long green dreads and begins descending down a ladder into the pit and stands off to one side, a tank, looking at you. All right. Meg is going to grab your arm as you're headed out, and she says, it's not You're not fighting to take her down. She just wants to test your hits, and she's gonna test you with some hits, okay?
Yeah, that I can do. And
Okay.
I'll wink at Leandra. What was the moth lady?
Vi.
Vi. Nailed it.
Yeah,
I'll wink at
yeah.
Leandra Vi.
All right,
and say,
fantastic.
watch this.
Okay, great. And she's gonna smile back. Okay. Like, and then, all right. So you descend a ladder down into a pit. You are now standing there with Vidania as she kind of whirls her arms, and you see begins to grow claws and down onto the ground. And she is a druid. She now has gone into a panther shape. And she is now standing there, but you can see that up above, Meg is calling down, let him hit first. All right. And she is just kind of going back and forth, jumping back as you're approaching. Go ahead and try to hit. Make an attack against this pouncing predator.
All right.
We love a
Here's
pouncing
almost like
predator.
looking at a flyer, like missing spider.
I'll use I'll use one hope to do tickets to the gun show because I'm kind of like boasting right now.
Okay,
And I've been doing that a lot.
absolutely. That's going to work.
I want to
Yeah.
make a good first impression.
Yeah.
And I rolled 20 with hope.
Okay, a 20 will absolutely hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Roll damage.
All right.
21.
Ooh, 21. That's going to be a good hit against this character. Okay. All right. So, what does it look like as you hit? What are you hitting with?
Was it with fear or without fear?
With hope.
With hope. Okay.
Nice.
Let's see. I guess I'll do like a very like showboaty kind of like flip into
Okay.
the air and crash down on her like 'cause I flipped, wings flapping, jump
Okay.
down and punch her in the top of the head.
She's going to snarl back at you as you hit her there in the head. She is still standing. You can see that some of the crowd are going to like start talking to each other and leaning a bit over the railing, but I'm now going to use a fear. I'm going to use one of your fears, Honora, just because that's what I have to activate this character. So she is now going to come in with an attack. So I'm going to go ahead and take advantage on this because she's a pouncing predator. So that's going to get me these two. And she's going to try to use takedown. Ooh, that is going to be a 10. That is only an 11. Does an 11 bypass your evasion?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So as she is coming at you with claws bared, she is trying to scratch into you. How do you stop her from hitting you?
Pull out a little bit of dust out of my pouch.
Okay. Okay.
Blow like teeth particles into her eyes.
Okay. All right. It's wild. Okay. Great.
It worked.
Fantastic. Like she just has teeth in her eyes. Fantastic. Okay. You go ahead and make another attack if you'd like. Gene Screen said, pocket sand, pocket teeth.
19 with fear on that one.
Okay, 19 with fear. Still going to hit, but I am going to take that fear. So go ahead and roll for your hit.
Hit this one for 20.
Ooh, geez. Okay, okay. Fantastic. So you can see at this point, Meg, or you hear Meg calling out, hey, test that hit. And you can see that someone is pulling out a rock that begins to glow as you're hitting. It kind of pulses a red light. And that hit is pretty strong. It absolutely is going to cut into the side of this predator. But I'm going to use that fear to jump in. I don't have to spend an additional fear this time. So now I'm going to go ahead and do another attack. I get to take the advantage again. All right, that's a 17 plus 1, 18 to hit. That should do it. Yeah.
18 to hit. I will scramble.
Oh,
And I will do
jeez.
a backflip, go, and the lady evaluating me, I'm going to go give her a high five.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. All right, you're flipping like up into the rafters, great. And she just like doesn't know what you're doing, reaches out to grab you as you like slap it, and she kind of looks impressed at this point. You could go ahead and make one more attack if you'd like. Jeez.
And then I swap to, just so you know, I swap one of my cards, Fortified Armor. It's a 0 to swap it in, so I don't take any stress or anything.
Okay,
It just increases my armor score by 2.
Great.
Then we roll 21 with hope.
Yeah, it's gonna hit. Crazy. Why are you rolling so well right now?
Crazy.
You
I've
never
gotten
roll
12 on the
well.
hope, like every time.
This is crazy.
I never roll well, actually.
No, it's always awful.
24 that time.
God. Okay. All right. This is gonna be the end of the combat. So, like, that was the fastest combat I've ever freaking seen. Just because, like, I don't know what is happening. So go ahead and you tell me what the you're not taking her out, obviously, but tell me what it looks like.
What kind of animal did she morph into?
A panther. She's a panther right now.
Panther. I've always wanted a panther tooth. They're my favorite type of teeth.
Oh my God, no.
So as I go uppercut her, I'm going to do it trying to get one of the canines out.
Okay.
So that I could legally get it in the heat of battle. Maybe people notice, maybe they don't.
I will not let you grab a tooth out. I will let you knock a tooth out and grab it though. Okay. You can do, okay, fantastic. All right.
That's what
great.
the uppercut, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Uppercut, one goes flying and you snatch it with your other hand as she like is pushed in the middle of the air and slams against one of these walls. She drops to the ground and you see she shifts out and is like breathing heavily with blood coming out of her mouth. She kind of wipes it away and she looks up at that walk path and you see her and she nods at Meg and Meg kind of, okay, all right, everyone, stop. And she is then going to descend the ladder with you and is going to look at you with not a scratch on you, which is very upsetting. Yeah, she descends down and she looks at you up and down.
Did I
want
win?
in?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You help us get a nice little price on the room, right? The guy
Earned it.
did pretty good.
yeah.
I like the tank is down here and he's like, they're like, this is the best fighter we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Do you want to join our team? And Tank's like, I get a discount.
I love a good
deal.
She's gonna like put her hand out to you to shake.
I'll give her a strong, firm handshake.
I wonder if there's going to be repercussions for this.
And Vi, leaning over the railings, is like, yeah, another handful of gold for Vi. Yeah. And she's gonna like lean over.
Hey, are your friends tough too?
Yeah. One of them, Delver, I haven't seen his moves yet, but the other two, definitely.
Okay, I don't know what Delver means or any of that, but great. Sounds good.
Like, she's gonna like turn on her heel and walk back into the tavern as now Meg is walking over on this ground floor. You can see that there is a crate with a booklet. This booklet, she kind of hands you a quill and she says, okay, sign your name here and put your location, and you're kind of dotting all of that stuff
Sign
around.
it again over where
Okay.
I signed in haste
Perfect.
before.
Well, that was, yeah, perfect. And so, like, and now, okay, and so you are going to need a piercing. Where can I put it?
A piercing? My ear.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Or, ear or nipple. Let's roll for it.
Ooh,
Do the
yeah, let's
nipple.
roll
That's
for
the
it.
one.
Oh,
I mean, roll for it fine, but Just hanging out of the
leotard
leotard.
thing,
Fear is nipple, and then hope was the ear. Fear was 6, hope was 5, so we're going nipple.
okay, so you just, like, pull aside your
It's meant to
leotard,
be.
and she kind of, like, grins and says, Thank fucking God. And she's gonna come in and she has a tool. She does take, just like at like the ball when you're getting your ears pierced, though this is an arcane device glowing because she inserts a small bead in it. And this bead is glowing. As it begins glowing, so too does one on her ear. And you see small orbs of light throughout the room on each person, some on their nose. Some people have it like in their clavicle, just a little skin top derm piercing. And she comes in and pierces, and you now have a small indicator. All right, that's your badge. Remember.
Yes. Put on your nipple.
That's gonna glow through my leotard.
Yeah, that's gonna. So, if you're around an inspector, they will see that, obviously. But just know if something comes up, they can test you on the spot. That's okay. Starting now, that's gonna be your proof of purchase. Anywhere that's a guild store, you'll get that discount. Okay.
You just gotta pull your leotard.
And a couple of other people are coming down the ladder at this point and are kind of like talking you up and stuff about, man, never seen someone take Vidania down that quickly. Like, as Vi is entering into the establishment, she crosses over to the rest of you guys and says, hey, we just got your boy in. You want into the Fighters Guild?
As soon as the moth person comes back through the door, I'm immediately like, hey, you good? Just telepathically back.
Oh,
Yeah.
All good, all good.
Oh, okay.
Honora doesn't know what is going on. She's just petting Bill like this. What?
Hey, your friend's Tinkerbell, right?
Yes.
He is? Where is he?
Yeah, no, listen. He's we're doing tryouts for the Fighters Guild, and he's down there with us. He's in. He said you're strong too. He doesn't know about Delver. Who's Delver?
That's me. I'm just curious. Are there other clubs? Guilds?
Sure, I guess. Probably a lot of them, but I don't care about them. Do you want into the Fighters Guild?
I would like to get into the Fighters Guild.
Do I have to use my muscles? Or can I use my magic?
No, you can use magic. Your magic? What kind of magic do you use?
Bard magic. And she's got a little heart.
Cool. Sick. I love that. Barnacle at
My
this
heart forever.
You're standing very close to Barnacle, and so you do notice that as the talk of Fighters Guild stuff has happened, Barnacle immediately is like slinking back into shadows. But Vi is like waving you, come on, let's go try. All right.
Okay.
And guys, that though is going to be where we're going to close out for tonight, because I want to keep these episodes pretty succinct. So, and I will try to figure out the technical issues for next time. But you guys have stumbled upon the Fighters Guild. You are officially in Kymerghen. There you go.
All good stuff. All good stuff.
All good stuff. All good
Somebody's
stuff.
got their nipple pierced now.
Yeah, that wasn't on my.
Is it
board.
right or left one?
Solid merit badge.
I'm gonna go left because I'm a lefty. I would assume Tank's left-handed.
Fantastic. Love
This
it.
feels right.
Feels right. Left-handed like his kaiju driver.
I mean, you got to
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
over the heart, you know?
Oh, it's true. I think that is where his little tat is
A
too.
nipple
That'd
over
look
the
good.
heart.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And now you've got too much on one side if your tattoo's over there too.
Yeah.
I must consult the drawing. I'll get back to you.
And get back to us. Yeah. And just like circle in a little tiny nipple piercing onto your character art.
Stick it in there real quick.
Yeah.
Print it out, do an
incredible.
overlay.
Incredible. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. I know that we're just now diving in, so I don't want to do like super long streams as we're getting used to things and everything. But next week is Halloween. And so some of us, I think all of us, will be dressing up for the occasion. So I hope that everybody had a good time getting into Kymerghen with us. And next week, we will be back with hopefully some spooky stuff.
Our Halloween special.
Our Halloween special, yeah. But that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Gene Screen and Lasombra, the final brain cell. And I promise I will figure out this owlbear rodeo stuff because it's just so cool. But anyway.
That'll help you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
GG.
Bye,
Good night.
everybody. Bye.
If you haven't followed us on all platforms,
Yeah, like follow us. We got Twitter. We got X.
it's
the same.
Twitter, Instagram, yeah. We're everywhere but
And
Facebook.
Discord.
Yeah, everywhere but Facebook. Yeah, we can't
Never
be there.
Facebook.
Never Facebook. Bye, you guys.
Bye.